An AI companion is on.
Yeah, let's get some companionship.
How you
Cbob.
doing, Pete?
I need Cbob to sing a song for me.
Oh no. Oh wait, not today, right?
All
Yeah, I'll be more than happy to sing for you.
right. Are you ready?
Oh
Go,
boy. Okay.
go lane, for we are here to cheer for you. Go lane,
Oh my
forever
God.
be true. Be fearless and bold for the purple and the gold. Oh, come on,
I
Cbob.
don't, that's five lifetimes ago. I
What the?
mean, that is almost 40 years ago, man. I don't remember. Okay.
I
Fair
just
enough.
saw I just saw we're buds on Facebook, and I go to Facebook every now and then, like physically, and
Yeah.
I look at you, I'm like, Lane Tech, no shit.
Yeah. What was your trade that you went into for that?
My trade was inner discipline in room 144.
Okay. So you got a lot of detention is what you're saying. I started out as a wood shop, then went into electronics, and I would have graduated early. Just I didn't want to. They didn't want to let me graduate. I had one class my senior year, so I was in the ICE program and worked in a shop, a titanium shop. So, but yeah, it was a very, very cool, fun time. So
They got to bring back those technical skills. Those are the only ones that are making the money now, right?
well, they got robotics. They've got a bunch of other stuff. Automation. They've got rid of obviously the foundry because nobody's going to cast stuff, and the print shop's gone because it's all digital, right? But they still have drafting. I mean, that's honestly what got me in my career. That's all these patents back here. If it wasn't for drafting, I wouldn't be an engineer. So
How many left-handed T-squares did you buy?
none. Oh my God! I actually sold my drafting table about 2 years ago.
You had a drafting table?
I was 4 years drafting. Yeah, absolutely. I was actually kind of a teacher's aide student. Because they had to pad my class my senior year, so I was basically teacher's aide or teaching some of the classes for freshman students my senior year. Mr. Belagra, oh my God,
Come on, Cbob, let's go.
Mr. Belagra, yeah, Mr. Perez and Mr. Belagra,
Perez, yeah.
yeah.
See,
So
this Bongo Mike, you miss a little, you miss a lot. There we
No,
go.
I got it. This is a walk down lane, tech memory lane.
Memory lane, you missed it, man. You could have said memory lane.
Love it. I love it. We want to welcome, obviously, you back to the show. You were a great guest back when we had you on probably a year ago.
It was a year ago.
Yeah. The first thing I got to say, though, before we get to anything else,
Yeah.
is he is now married to the lovely Amy. So
Yes.
congratulations. I got to give the congrats because that is awesome.
Thank you.
Two amazing people making one amazing couple. Congratulations from both myself and Pete and Chris Rhodes, who is not here right now, but one day he's going to be back.
He'll
He
be
just
here with
popped
Mike
in.
Dermont. Right. Hey,
They're
Dermont's coming
satellite
back.
interviewers.
Dermont is coming back. Hey, by the way, I did see a very interesting post from Mike Dermont about last week about the Coterie, right?
the Coterie?
The Coterie. It's making a comeback. So
Nice. I think he was saying he was kind of done with it for a little while. I'm glad he's making that come around again. There's actually a lot of great things from that.
yeah, that's how so many people, I think, from my standpoint, being involved in a couple of them, but the first one being the one-hit wonders. I mean,
That
I
was
don't
awesome.
think I knew outside of Mike Dermont. I don't believe I knew anybody else. Well, I kind of knew Casey, but I didn't really know anybody else. So for me, it was a great opportunity to meet all these other musicians, learning the bands that they were in, and becoming good friends with several of them. Were Jim Hart and Chris Rhodes, and I mean, I think I met you before that, and I
Slightly
think that
before it, I think I was running sound for you guys.
yeah, yeah.
And we talked about it, and then that's where the first time we actually performed together. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So just so much, so many great things that came out of that, and I like to see it coming back. I know it's always difficult in the summer to have it, and that's why Mike Dermott typically will do it in the fall or in the winter because, everybody's gigging, everybody's out there playing, and it's tough to get, round up 30 people, so or
Oh yeah,
more.
no, I know that. I help organize the Wolfie jams, and I'm going to have a 55th birthday jam as well. We'll
Oh,
talk, but
that
yeah,
sounds great.
we'll
Come
probably
on,
have it closed off because I know so many people, so I'll only be able to invite so many people. But we'll talk offline on that, Mike. But yeah, it's Mike's helped me with some of those. Those are it's like herding greased up cats. It's insane. Of not only do you, and I tried to do the same thing with the Discord at Sundance, but ah, people were not prepared. But with the Coterie events and the jam events that I usually do, you have reputable people that will know their parts on that. And um, I know that Mike used to organize practices, but some of those that you don't even need them. So
Yeah.
because these musicians are so good.
Yeah, I know that when we did the yacht rock took a little bit of work, and so
Yeah.
did the Motown. There was just a lot of
Motown,
moving
man.
parts, you
I
know.
saw that. I was there, but I wasn't performing. That was insane. I mean, I
Yeah.
was that's when I met Regina, and never saw her perform before that day. I'm like, who is this person, right?
Yeah,
So
she is so good. But yeah, those I remember. Like I love the 80s, and even one hit wonders wasn't like that difficult. But when I remember the Motown took a little more work, and the Yacht Rock did as well. I think we might have had three for Yacht Rock.
really, I only
Yeah, I
know
think
one.
there was I thought there was three rehearsals, I mean,
Oh
you know.
wow, okay,
Yeah,
geez,
I think we actually did three because we had to get through some stuff or they had like a vocal. It was either that or it was Motown. I think maybe Motown had a separate vocal practice. But yeah, you're right. It is. It's like herding cats. I mean, and you got 30 musicians all running in different directions.
yeah.
But yeah, Mike does it and he's great at pulling people together and what a tremendous event. I know Pete was filming. Was it two of them, Pete? You filmed the Motown
yes,
and
in the
and
Vixen.
and Yacht Rock, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
we were there.
So
So there's proof that I do actually leave the basement.
I was going to say you admitted to two things. You occasionally peruse social media, and you do make it out of the house, and you attend an actual music shows. So that's actually a trifecta. Good job there, Pete.
Hey, thank you very
So
much.
you're breaking the mold, man.
I love it. I
So,
love it.
so boys, moment here to just sit back and take a look at things. One of the OG Chicago people passed away last week, and this will see, Bob, you'll get on this. The old manager of Audio Slave. He was the
Oh,
one of the first managers for Ministry when he was 23. He was the manager of Riviera. He went to eventually be part of the firm in LA. Peter Katz has passed away.
oh yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
And if you were around back then, man. And it's damn, damn.
I
It's
knew of him from back 20, 30 years ago, but I never met him. And actually never really knew all the accolades he had later in life. But that's unfortunate, man.
How old was he, Pete?
69, man. Just a couple of years
Wow.
older than you, Mike. But I'm just going down this list here. I holy crap. Because because when you're in your 20s and you're hustling in a bar, you're kind of focused on certain things. You don't pay attention to the exterior, but he managed the Pumpkins, Jane's Addiction, Corn, Limp Bizkit, Backstreet Boys, and with Jeff Kwatnitz or Q Productions.
Oh my
Pour
God. Yeah.
uh, pour one out. Shout out to Peter Katsis. Rest in peace. So there you go. All
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
The remembrance part of the show is over. See, Bob, congrats on your wedding. Let's get on the positive side of things. We will
Thank you.
make a commemorative bowl or vase of your choosing with the Hogpod logo on it
Okay.
We will send your way.
We'll take a vase because I'm always getting her flowers for some stupid thing I've done, so that would be perfect.
Well done, well done. Cbob, it's been a year. It's been too long. Catch us up, man.
Wow.
Alice in Chains, baby. Alice in Chains.
Yeah. We are you talking about my one-off project with that, or just talking about the? Oh, okay. So
Anything you want to talk about?
sure. Band wise, same bands, same 15 bands. I'm obviously Rock Brigade's the Def Leppard tribute is the main one I have. The other ones I hold close to my heart is Super Unknown. It's a Chris Cornell, Audio Slave, Temple of Dog, Soundgarden tribute, and 10, which is a Pearl Jam tribute. Those are going. Actually, it'll be air after this airs, but those we're playing at Side Outs this Friday with those two bands. And then just some pet projects here and there. The Faith No More tribute I have. Oh, I'm playing bass now. I've been a bass player for, oh my God, I'm gonna age myself, 37 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm actually back to playing bass. My drummer in Super Unknown, it gets really incestuous, Pete. I'm sorry. My drummer in Super Unknown actually, from one of my birthday jams, sang and dressed up as Ozzy. So
Right?
I said you should form a band. It was pretty good. He did. Long story short, I got my way into it. Samron was playing bass, and he stepped down. I stepped in. But yeah, it's an Ozzy tribute band called No More Tears. I think we'll have a show in September, along Grove Alpha Fest. We don't play all that often, but we're starting to ramp things up, band wise and production wise with it. So we'll have a bunch of videos and other fun stuff with that too. And then just sitting in when I can. I got a chance to sit in on bass for Made in Chicago this year, which is I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, and I could have done it. Don't tell this to Taryn and company, but I would have done it for free. Yeah,
So
exactly.
Pete Durbin is the singer, right? He's the singer for No More Tears, right?
Pete Gordon, yeah, drummer for Sound Super Unknown 10 and Jagged Little Pill
Oh,
is the
right.
singer for No More
Yeah.
Tears. I
Yeah.
probably should find an old video of it because it was a surprise. It was just so good. He decided to start a band. Told him he should start a band of it, and he did. And here I am in it.
Yeah,
So
the Apple Fest is a great fest too. I mean, first of all, the weather gets a little cooler. They always
yeah,
get a great lineup of bands. I believe that's end of September, like
yeah,
25th, 26th, 27th.
mhm,
So
yeah,
that's always fun. Yeah, anytime I got to play it last year with Southwater, which is kind of like they do like Allman Brothers and stuff like that. I got to sit in with them, and it was I've done all three of those fests: Chocolate Fest, Strawberry Fest, in
yeah.
various bands. But they treat you right over there. You pull your car up right by the back of the stage.
If they let you under the bridge that everybody seems to run into, but yes,
Oh yeah, let's digress for
let's
1 minute,
pause for that.
okay?
Yes, that's a
Because
whole topic in itself.
it is so ridiculous. I get it that it is a landmark. I understand that, okay? But you're at what, 75 times this thing has been hit, and 75 times they got to repair it. Let's face it, people just don't know what the height is of because they keep hitting it, whether it's a rented box truck or whatever.
Yeah, someone always gets stuck under it. I don't know if the height's not posted or my wife Amy and I were suspecting maybe they're just doing it for the social the popularity of it, They can install a metal pole like you do see a
Yes.
tri-bridge or something like that over it to avoid
Yeah.
damage to the bridge, but maybe that's their way of paying for free advertising. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that people are
Have you met a trucker?
yeah, yeah,
Well, they do
yeah.
post the size of what the
It's
height
there, but I'm
is.
just saying the truckers, there's so much turnover and there's so many I don't want to say shady or questionable training companies that are out there, but you got a bunch of people on the road that they don't know
Well,
they're going to take the
these are not 18-wheel trucks. They're box trucks
yeah,
because I
even
don't think
that.
that road can support it. So your level of expertise is then also lowered a little bit. Not that I'm saying it's easy to drive a
Yeah,
box truck.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
there are some
usually it's a
people that are
rental,
oblivious
right?
to it.
A lot of times those are rentals or, like you said, a guy that doesn't know what the height is. He just driving, he thinks he's going to be able to clear it. But you brought up a good point, and I've noted it on many of these posts. A metal pipe or pole that's like 10 feet in front of the bridge. If they hit that, they ain't getting through the bridge.
How about a
But I
Yeah,
golf
think you're
ball on
right.
a string?
But that's what it's got to be like. It's got to be like for the publicity. Why else? at 75 times, how many times are we going to hit this
Okay.
bridge?
All right.
Well, A, Long Grove can afford it, right? Don't even know what the taxes are there. But B, I mean, they could also afford some other measures to stop it. So I think it's a little bit of the second, whether it's just a popularity thing. But going back to the show, yes, it's great because they just will let you back your stuff up, unload, and then play. So unless you got 15 cars like my bands always do. So, but and then the only other thing band wise is that every year at Reggie's on Halloween, my guys will kind of get together and do a full album night. And last year we did No More Tears, did all of Diary of a Madman, I think. And No More Faith did all of Angel Dust. And we dressed up as cops and other weird stuff. But this year, 10 will be doing all of Verses. And I'm going to put together a bunch of the same guys. We're going to kind of sit together and learn all of Alice in Chains Dirt. So we're looking forward to that. Again, just a one-time thing, a very small place. Reggie's in Chicago, if anyone's been there.
Yeah.
Very small place, not the main room, the side room. And it's just, we do it for fun, you know?
Yeah. Man, Diary of a Madman. I remember getting that album as a freshman in high school. And I mean, I still my favorite album. Yeah, Blizzard of Oz is great, but I still love Diary of a Madman.
That and your Roach Clip.
Yeah. with the feathers, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, no doubt.
Made it in woodshop, Cbob.
Yeah, you saw a lot of those in woodshop. Yeah, band-wise is nothing really outside of that. We go for quality over quantity. We're not doing as many shows, so we're trying to do bigger shows around here. We're not trying to wash out as often. Again, not that there's anything wrong with it, but we're trying to maintain a work-life balance or band-life balance with that stuff. And just enjoying my time out. Got a chance to see Bon Journey this weekend, that last night, or yesterday. Didn't have a show. Got to see Tom Sawyer and Rock House. Have you guys heard of this band?
Yeah.
They are
sort of.
You need to look them up. They're basically a tribute band or cover band that playing 70s and 80s stuff. They're playing stuff that people don't normally play. It's refreshing. Their harmony's fantastic. Their father is the owner of the band, along with the bass player and guitarist. But the father's an airplane pilot. His name is Vig, and his son plays drums too. So when he's off flying, he'll let his son take the gig. So they're starting to ramp up. It's something you probably should get on here soon. I think they'd probably appreciate that. But they're kind of it's a breath of fresh air in our scene. Not to harp on anything else that any musicians do. We enjoy doing it. Yeah. But now everybody's doing generally the same song list. So this is different. So and I'll leave it at that. I'll leave that as a little gift to you guys to kind of go deep diving on. So
yeah, I'll have to reach out to him and see if we can get him on, you know.
Yeah. I'll see if I can pass on the contact information. But
which rock house was it though? Because the rock house in Dundee closed, right?
No, not a venue. This is a band.
Oh, rock house. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah,
so,
I have seen them playing around. I've seen the name now. Yeah.
I thought we interviewed them, Bongo Mike. I guess not. No,
not rock house. I just recently seen their name around.
Okay.
So I don't know any of the members, but whatever. I'll reach out and get them on.
I'll see if I can throw some contacts that I grabbed for that. I'd like to work with them as well. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have time off and just kind of relax and see my friends perform. Help my friends if something goes wrong. I don't know why they always come to. If something goes wrong, I always get the look and the point, and if something that's wrong, that's the engineer in me and the OCD. I got to help whenever I can. So
yeah. Did you whatever did happen with the Discord? I was going to ask you. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. Whatever happened? It was just
so Discord was the same thing as Coterie, and it really came out of an absence of what Andrew Blake's Monster Jam. Yeah. Andrew had taken a break with it. So we just kind of wanted to get some stuff going with it. There's two reasons why we stopped it. Number one is, unfortunately, there was a lot of people that were not prepared for it. And it didn't really, it was, if there were people signing up for songs, they would start a song, and I'm not naming names, but not really understand the completion of that. So we had the core members, I guess, or higher level musicians just kind of step away from it. because they didn't want to be involved.
Yeah.
But number two, and he's doing a great job of this. Andrew actually started up at the same time, and he's now got a regular thing going with it. So Andrew's kind of taking the torch back with it, which I don't want to compete with that. I mean, he's doing a great job. I'd love to be part of it too. My schedule just doesn't allow. Maybe it will now with everything I said. But yeah, he's got a great thing going. He had a Women of Rock one recently, just all female performers, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just fun. And I'd rather. There's a lot of work behind it. And I was running sound. Jet was emceeing. Samron was kind of helping organize as well. So it was three of us.
Yeah.
And it was just too much stress for us. And Andrew had a great machine going. So ain't broke, don't fix it. And he picked up the machine and is running with it right now.
Yeah, I've noticed he's been going to different venues, and I mean, I know he was at the Rock House actually for a while, and then that closed, and now he's been moving it. You know, it was at 30 Nellies, it was at the Broken Oar. So
yeah, you do Old Republic too?
Yeah, Old Republic. Yep, I think that was the first one he did, or maybe it was 30 Nellies, then Old Republic, and then
probably
the Oar. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
I
so
mean, I was in some of those discords. I know what you're saying. Sometimes when people come and they're not prepared, you know, then all of a sudden things get a little watered down, you know. So.
Yeah, and I didn't want. Again, there's a little bit of stress on me because I prepare for things 15 times, right? I mean, not even performing, just making sure everything's going smoothly.
Yeah.
You've seen my set list and my QR codes for things that run.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to take any thunder away from Andrew. He had a great thing. He picked up and running, so I have no problem in stepping away. Much better than I am.
Yeah.
So
good deal. So I have another question for you.
Yes, sir.
Because I played the fest last year. How did you like the Orland Park Fest? Weren't you just there a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, we were there on the threat of rain. We were there on a Friday, and it was raining. It was canceled. It wasn't canceled. We didn't know who was going to play. It was very, very organized, by the way. It was good. It was good I played it something similar to that years ago, decades ago in other bands, and it's always a fun time. Any fests at that level are always fun. It was a little bit of a lighter crowd because of the weather, but we got our stuff in before any major rain. Wedding band played after us, and it kind of rained a little bit for them, but they went through the entire show. But it was good. I mean, any fest stage is good. You know,
it's a cool layout too. The way they have it there, you know, the food is kind of on the other side, and you got that big long lawn.
And it's not low end food either. It's like Cooper's Hawk, and it's fogo de chao. I needed to stay away from there to ensure I was going to fit into my pants that day. So it's a great fest, and I hope we get a chance to do it again next year.
Yeah, fantastic.
Is Wedding Band still around? They played my wedding.
So yeah, man. Wow. Matt Spicuzza, the drummer, and I were talking with that, and I think they opened up for when I was in Hairbangers Ball, one of their first shows, and Hairbangers just celebrated their 25th anniversary, so to put things in perspective, right? They're still going strong. Anna is their female singer in it, and she's been doing it for I think like 6 months. Great fit.
Okay.
And they just got a new singer, a male. I forget his name, unfortunately. He'll come to me like at 3 a.m. But I think it was like his third show. He killed it. I mean, the whole band killed it. But it was good to see, you know, some of they're younger than me, but see the old timers kind of still keep kicking it around, you know?
Who you calling an old timer? How many different bands do those guys have?
Wedding Band? I don't know.
Because the reason I'm going to it is for them, they had a Neil Diamond tribute side of things, and
wasn't that years ago though with the original singer?
I want to. I don't know. I got to go check the tape, Cbob. But Thunder and Lightning. You remember those guys?
I don't remember them.
Okay.
The name, but I remember them doing something like that.
There was a documentary that just came out. The movie Hugh Jackman just played. this guy did Neil Diamond, and he passed away. They did a documentary on him, and it came up. And How's It Tied, a wedding band, because they did a Neil Diamond thing too. Now, okay, we're talking 20 years ago, and that's okay because only old people watch this show. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
All the kids watch their laptop music. That's okay. But for the old school youngsters, we'll talk about how things were back in the day. You brought up wedding band. Any other bands from back in the day, Cbob, that you're like, hey man, they're still around? Like,
Well,
Freddie
there's
Jones just played up here, up north, and in the
Yeah.
90s, that was a cool thing, and they're still doing Daydream. What
Wow.
old bands or older bands come up to you that say, "Oh wow, I can't believe they're still around. I like those
Well,
guys."
there's ones that my friends are in. There's Ara, obviously. They've been around for what, 35 years, 33, something in the 30s.
They're old.
Yeah.
And the old lead singer is now with Kansas, right? The original, the guy that
Ronnie
was
Platt.
with him before.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's with Kansas.
Wait, hold on. I didn't know this.
Yeah, Ronnie Platt sang for Star. Oh man, but he eventually went to Kansas. Yeah, he's one of the singers for Kansas now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's the main singer.
Is
He
he
took
being-
over.
I know he
Yeah.
was trading off for early on. But funny story is that actually I was traveling for work, and this is 10 years ago, and I look over and I see Ronnie, and I've kind of known him from over the years. So I messaged him on Facebook as he's looking at his phone from like 4 hours away. I'm like, stop looking at your phone. You should really pay attention to your gate that's about to change. It wasn't, but I just want to kind of make him panic. But yeah, it's just fun to kind of, got a chance to catch up with him. And I haven't really talked to him at any length since the Ara days before that. But yeah, he's been to a couple Ara shows, but he's actually sang with him once or twice. But out of respect for Tyler, who's singing for him now, as well as he can't do it legally, right? He certainly can't do Kansas songs outside of Kansas, right?
Yeah.
But he also wants to make sure he's maintaining his image for the band too. But good to see him out every once in a while. But yeah, Ronnie Platt went to Shooting Star. That's what it was, and then he went to Kansas.
Yeah, Shooting Star. I think I have that on a CD somewhere.
Not the band, not the song.
No. Shooting Star is "Touch Me Tonight." That's one of their hits, wasn't it?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, "Touch Me Tonight" was one of the later hits. I have it on.
Hold on, fact checking in progress.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. "Touch Me Tonight."
Yeah. Last Chance, Hang On for Your Life, break out in Hollywood.
Yeah, Last Chance was a big one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, to answer your question, there's others. Infinity's still going. High Infidelity is going to come through some stuff too. They've got a solid lineup now. And I mentioned Hairbangers. It's good to see again. This is for most of us. I mean, Hairbangers. I don't know if it's the case anymore. I think most of us this is a side gig. So the fact that we get a chance to do this, I mean, any level of performing is fantastic. It takes a lot of courage to get up there and do what you can and be willing to learn and kind of grow from there, right? But to be able to do things that we love just to have fun and get paid a little bit for it, there's no better feeling in the world. I mean, I am a weekend warrior. I can't afford to do just that. So the lottery winning tickets thing still hasn't come through, as my wife keeps reminding me now. But yeah, it's good to see, to be able to do that, be able to see your friends play, longevity, and sometimes being called up on stage. As my wife said, there's going to be a point where they're not going to call you up on stage anymore. Then people are not going to want to see it. So you take advantage of it while you can.
Didn't Pino Farina call you up maybe a month ago up at
Pino and I are good friends. Yeah, he calls me up because we're both huge Pearl Jam fans. We're both Audio Slave fans. I mean, Pino's original music is. I met Pino through the whole Cover 21 movie and got to know him then. But we kind of gone and talked about our musical interests. There's a lot of things that cross over. But yeah, if I get a chance, he doesn't go out much because he's playing so often. But if he is ever at one of my shows, I call him up as well.
Yeah.
And it's good to be, it's appreciation for the musician, and just it's an honor to be able to perform with anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You did Sledgehammer, didn't you?
yes, yes,
Sledgehammer. Yeah.
because I think I did that. Well, I've always been a Peter Gabriel fan.
Yeah.
And I think I did it in one of my bands as well as the One Hit Wonders Coterie thing.
Yeah.
So and he just added to the set list. So,
Yeah.
but usually says, "When you come up, what do you know?" And I know a bunch of them, but I don't want to take away from him. Like I'll
Yeah.
never be able to sing "Sex on Fire."
Yeah.
My wife would divorce me there because Pino sings it. He does it well. So, but it's I sometimes I don't. It doesn't. It's not about me going up there, and I appreciate the ask, but it's their show.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
but yeah.
Well, people wonder why you guys do it, and different things to different people. But as you mentioned, Cbob, it's a challenge, man. Memorize a shit ton of songs. Go up in
I
front
don't
of
know.
people.
I read my songs, but yes.
go up on stage in front of people that are sober because you're the opening act, and go out there and hammer away.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have in your head, oh, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I did this, and at the end of the day, the crowd didn't notice a fucking thing. And
No, you're right, and they don't. But again, I always say that you want to learn from it. You never stop being a student of this stuff, and you want to be able to learn from your mistakes, be aware of it, do better next time. Because otherwise, you'll plateau and you'll never learn anything, never be any better. So I don't take it for granted at all.
No.
So I will
You always want to
do that.
hold yourself to that higher standard. I mean, even though you're right, Pete, the average person won't know if you hit a bad note. Yeah, they might notice if you drop a drumstick or if you trip on the chord of the guitar or something, but it happens, right? But the vast majority of people never notice any of that stuff. But as a musician, and that'll eat away at you. And like you said, Cbob, the next time you're going to be hypersensitive and you won't let it happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
Or have things in place so it doesn't happen again. Hence me, I know the words to all these songs, but I have a teleprompter just in case, because I got, ADD as well on top of my OCD. So everything's got to be important, but just for a little while.
Yeah.
But I get distracted and I have at least a point of reference, because I've learned that if I worry about worrying, I mess up or fuck up the song, then I can't get back to where I'm at. So there's a point of reference for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I applaud anyone that can get up there and do it once. Hence the reason why I like doing the Discords or the open jams, for people who don't get to play all that often or ever.
Yeah.
And, to help build their careers with that,
Yep.
Do you remember the outrage when when iPads came out and people were using them on stage? People were pissed.
Well, they still do. I mean, people are giving outrages about having a teleprompter, but the only reason why I personally don't like an iPad in front of me, because it blocks the view. If I didn't have a mic stand, I would move that too, and I try to sometimes. But I don't mind an iPad for reference or for control, because I have my iPad to control my in-ear mix, but it's in the back. So if I need anything, I can continue singing and change things as I need to.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, there's a lot of people that really don't like it, but it's not, my guys use it for control. They're not using it for points of reference. Jet, my bass player, has it. So he has his inner thing right there, because he's playing. He can't really do two things at once. My guitarist, Jose, in Rok Brigade, has the same thing, again, for his ears to make adjustments as he's playing, because as a bass player, I know it's hard to be able to do try to make adjustments or play left hand or with one hand, adjust things here and sing my part.
Yeah.
So
I was just trying to weasel my way into the AI discussion, because people are, pissed about iPads. Okay. Now they're pissed about AI. What's next? Cbob. Was that even a thing a year ago? I don't remember. Yeah,
we talked about it. And there are those that are using it to actually produce songs. There's whole bands. You mentioned, actually made me aware of bands that are actually chart topping, because they have whole albums that are up on Spotify and things like that. I think I still hold the same opinion. I think of it great as a tool, but not as a creative element. Maybe something to fill until you have something creative, but I don't think it should be used in the published process. I think it should be used to build upon and for someone to be able to play and play something that's maybe based off an idea that AI gave, but I use it primarily for tools for separating stems. Like if I have something I want to extract the vocals and I don't want the rest of the band, for mixing, and then I can supplant or replace that as needed. I use it for some video generation. I mentioned I'm building a lot of videos for my bands, and I've tried the face swap in one band actually very disastrously today, but just to kind of keep content interesting. I think it's good as a supplement, not a dependency, is what I'm basically saying.
So difference in the year. So, okay, we did talk about it. Okay, good. And I think we kind of went at it a little bit. I don't know, my CTE's kicking in, but can it stop somebody from being, okay, you got a musician on this side, and then you have a composer on this side. Can you use it to compose music?
Good. I forget who, there was a rock musician who released an album, and it's him and AI. I want to say it was Jakey Lee, probably not. No, but it's someone of that caliber that it's him and let me look on Blabbermouth. Maybe that might tell me. But there's someone who just released an AI, him with a bunch of AI backing musicians.
Yeah.
So again, he's getting the ideas around. He's filming something that's not there. But I really think that you should hire the musicians. Maybe he doesn't have the expenses for it, but I think there's something to be said about the having live musicians on a track. So I'm gonna see if I can again do some searching on here.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna noodle with Bongo Mike, and you can pop back in since I want to bring everybody back down. Talk about another death, Glenn Hansard. Were you guys into that dude at all? My kid
He was the guy who did Falling Slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good. Great musician.
Commitments, the movie, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I do remember that now.
Died pretty young.
Yeah. What did he pass away from?
Motorcycle.
Oh my God.
Well, he might have some speculating alleged, I don't know, but he might have had an event and he was on a motorcycle and that's that. But
he just played at Space, didn't he? Like a month ago?
No idea, because I never heard of him before, Bongo, until he died. My kid would go see him like 15 years ago. And again, it's that softer type of, not that there's anything wrong with it, Bongo Mike. Just a little bit, yes, Bongo?
We covered it. We covered the Mosquitoes covered Falling Slowly as sort of a lull in the set to kind of it's a great song. I mean, but yeah, I mean we covered it and so that's how I didn't know who he was because it was also covered by somebody else.
Yeah.
We did kind of the other version, but he was the original, the Glenn Hansard.
Who in the Mosquitoes was the guy singing? Your cousin or who's the singer? The male?
I think we had Jill sing it for that one. Yeah.
Jill, but it's a guy and a girl, isn't it?
I think they did a duet on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it was like 10 years ago. And like I said, it was one of those slower tunes.
Yeah,
and, you do those on the 3-hour shows. You don't do them on you got an hour and a half. You can't throw that in the mix, and gotta keep it up tempo.
Or you have very, very long milked endings. I won't name names, but I saw that this weekend. By the way, coming back to, not to take away from it, it was Rudy Sarzo that is made an original album with AI during the production process, which, as well as I'm looking at this now, but yeah, he's used it for production, which again, that's an art form in itself. I may do it, but I'm not necessarily making money off of it.
Yeah.
But for the creative process, I don't know, man.
What is the creative process?
In the sense of production, you got to. you gotta be aware of everything and just making sure it's a human ear of listening to it. It's a flavor of it. I mean, look at what Bob Rock did for the Black Album, right? And his process for it. He's the one who gave Metallica that sound on that album. Um, and that's only one of, I could probably name others, but it's the producers. It's something I'll never get. I don't have the ear or maybe even the patience for it. But just hearing things, being aware, coming back, making an adjustment, making sure that everything is heard, things stand out when they need to, solo when they don't. It's the production and mastering of music is an art form to itself that I just don't understand.
You got
So
those soundboards that's got like 1,000 knobs on it, and those guys are just like knob number 47. I'm going to do it a quarter turn. How the fuck do they know to do that? Or are they just fucking with
well,
me?
they do. They have those in the racks that we use for our in-ears too. Just you don't use it. All right, it's there on there because there's no virtual way back then. It had to be a physical knob. Most of it's EQ, but other things are sending and padding and other stuff like that. Yeah, it's there's there's that aspect of it, but it all that stuff exists on. I don't know if you've ever used a Behringer X32, M32, or their
No,
Wing.
no.
You can everything is virtual in the sense that you can do routing through different paths uh, virtually. I mean, it's a really poor explanation of it, but I can have this channel going through this reverb and then padding it and going stereo to two other channels and coming back and looping around for another one for another output. I mean, you can do all that virtually. Whereas before you'd have to plug a bunch of patch cables into a bunch of rack stuff with it. So it's that the digital aspect of that is coming to is it's got the bulk of what people use it for now, but it's going to be able to replicate a lot of those things that are on actual consoles for it. But yeah, the artistry of knowing exactly what to do and when of that, and doing it real time. That's another thing because you may have a live performance that the musician got a little louder here, or his timbre is a little bit different. So you had to adjust the EQ just that part of the song, and then come back and dial it back. Just
Yeah.
it's a dance. So yeah, again, I can understand the AI for simplification
Yeah.
of it, but it what it's what did was it no Microsoft guy Bill Gates
Yeah.
said something in the news today where he said ultimately there will be 4 jobs that are not going to be controlled by AI. So, and one of them was athlete. Biologist was another. I forget the other two, but it was just a news article today. It's scary what we're coming to. We're the ones yelling for the kids to get off our lawn and that cloud,
Yeah.
but it's people are lazy.
You brought up Pino, and we had Dan Peters, and we got a discussion how Grant's a great
Dan
merch,
Peters, man.
great
Yep,
merch.
yep.
Love Dan. Dan,
I
we
hope
need
you
you
know
more.
what I love DP means, and that's not why I'm wearing it. But yeah,
No, but we were kind of talking about people are pushing back, and Peters, he was, he and I went at it a little bit, and he said, I'm going to do something with acoustic guitar on stage and a DJ. And at the beginning of the show, we talked about Peter Katsis passing away in Ministry. Wasn't that pretty much Ministry, a synthesizer and some different
there's
instruments
somebody
going?
playing the synthesizer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. So
But
that's
it's
the point where that can't be yes, the synthesizer can be replicated, but the person playing it can't. I think Dan's quote was, "You will never be able to replace musicianship with AI." There's something to that level.
but
And I
if you're
agree with
getting
him.
well, help me walk through this. Maybe you and I can get into it too. Cbob would be good for ratings.
Don't take the bait.
Don't fall asleep, kids. No,
but
no, go
it,
ahead.
it it it's something that's already that's just the word synthesize, okay, is fake. So it's something that's been recorded in the past. It's been done, and things are sampled, things are recorded, and then they're
Well, a synthesizer is not only recording and playing samples; it's also doing waveform. Basically, I think don't quote me on this, but I think that the first synthesizer was a bunch of knobs that was about the size of a room. That people, the person who invented it wasn't
Oh,
Moog.
was
Yeah,
it
it
Moog?
wasn't Moog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Moog.
but he
Moog.
was
Moog.
going through. I want to say they were probably about maybe 6 feet tall, right in front of him, and there are four of them, and he's playing some things on it, or maybe it was somebody talking about his stuff, but basically saying all I'm doing is modulating the waveform that note is taking. Yes, there is sampling. Don't get me wrong on that, but the synthesizer, the Moog, is basically taking a sine wave and making a sawtooth or adjusting the curve to make it sound what we may perceive as kind of high pitched or hollow sounding or very low and ambient, and it's so there's that aspect of it too. So there's a little bit difference between a synthesizer for sampling and synthesizer for oscillation manipulation. So, but again, that is someone performing that. They could do something and just record that to a track and play that during the show. They didn't. They
Right.
didn't. They had a person actually is doing that live.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a human element of the one who's tap dancing on the knobs or keys or guitar strings or whatever you want, in case Bongo mic, anything that makes a noise. But
That's right.
there's the human aspect of that
Yeah.
that you won't be able to.
I'm not saying to be like Tupac and do a hologram and have a show on that, but
No.
that was a thing.
It was. I mean, Kiss is doing it too. Ozzy's doing it.
Yeah.
So they're making the avatars. They look at the ABBA experience, but that's more for preservation
Yeah.
than it is for more. Kiss, obviously, they're old. That's a preservation of it. They could have another 50th reunion tour or going away tour if they wanted, but it's more so preservation for the art of something that's not there.
Well, what are the kids going to come out to see? I mean, is it just going to be wait till midnight and pop a couple fun pills?
I don't know, because this is a concern that my friends and I have in the industry. You don't see a lot of younger people coming out to live shows. Not to mine, right? I don't expect teenagers or 20-something people to come and see a bunch of Def Leppard stuff that was on their parents' radio when they were driving around. There are a few that do, but I don't see many younger bands. Pete's Diary is probably one of the recent ones, right? Yeah. But he moved to Nashville now, right? But there's a couple. My Pete Durbin, his sons are actually in a cover band. Bill Decimator, great. Did you see they actually did Jerry's a Race Car Driver? This 14-year-old kid on a 6-string bass. Yeah. Exactly. Anyway,
that's
but
cool stuff.
There are a couple gems in here, and there's some that are helping out. City of Evil is a younger band. They're a tribute to Avenged Sevenfold. But in the general of it, when compared to the bands when we were growing up, there's a lot less of them today. So I honestly think that the immediate fulfillment culture that we live in, I can stream anything I want at any time. I can listen to anything I want. I can search for anything I want. Has gotten to be where the attention is certainly it's short. The short attention spans from kids, and we can't keep it right. It's interesting.
And it's not just the kids; it's us old folks too. I mean, you got the fat shots, the semaglutides, the trizepatides. People are drinking less, right? More than half of the people in the country don't drink anymore.
That's another thing too, and a lot of places are closing down as a result, or they're nowhere near what they were in their heyday. I think it's all for the immediate satisfaction of people reading things and then not necessarily trusting something that may not be necessarily trustworthy.
You're in the right podcast.
They're getting the right exactly. I never said I know anything about these things.
No idea, no fact checker.
I want a disclaimer on here. These are Cbob's opinions, and I want that blinking. Not fact. Yes.
Clip.
So fix that in post. But my point is that there are this immediate satisfaction culture we live in. and the untrustworthy, because we're so used to looking things online, and we're getting something and trusting that without verification, leads to a lot of things where people follow the wrong thing, and the short end or shortcut to the semi-glutides, and not doing the work that they should be, right? On diet, I'll take this pill and I'll be skinny.
Right.
We don't even know all the health impact of that. There's not long enough of a clinical study to know the true impact of anything along those lines. We're not doing the work against the information that we're getting, and we're getting too much information.
Yeah.
So,
well, the information is you got bar owners that are putting bands in hoping to get a liquor ring, and they're not drinking. So unless do you have to be a weed bar then? Sell weed and then just come in and have them they won't leave.
A lot of things that THC drinks out there, right? Not for me, but if it's for you, that's fine. But I honestly don't know. I think because of that, I don't know if the next generation will have the patience to sit through a whole show.
Yeah.
So I kind of see this as a dying art form, unfortunately, with what we talked about AI, and everybody can. Yeah. I mean, I've got a studio one here. I can do a bunch of the recording. I could do 2 in the other room, right? I can do all that stuff at home. I can make my own album at home, and I did with my original band 20 years ago, right? We did all at home. We didn't go to a studio at all. But there's a lot of tools and a lot of things to make things easier. That's making the product a little less quality in some cases, because everyone wants to be a rock star. They just don't want to pay for it. Everyone wants to be thin, but they want to do the work. Everyone wants to be factual, but they still believe that we didn't land on the moon. Right?
Well, nobody wants to put the 10,000 hours of work in.
Nope. Exactly. Right? That was, Lee Roth was one of the person recently said that you got to do your 10,000 hours. And
Malcolm Gladwell, yeah. But bottom line is, no, they don't want to put the work in. They don't want to deal with rejection. So you're in the wrong place. So kind of what I'm trying to do here, Cbob, is not
words. Yeah. Sorry, cut you off.
I don't want to cry about things. What I want to do is kind of like set the table for the future, that what could work. For instance, like there's certain bands now, Bongo Mike and Cbob, you go out more than I do, but they do 20-minute, or they'll do a 5-minute song, but it's 30 songs in 5 minutes, right? Is that what you got to do?
We know. We know Seventh Heaven does that, but there's actually other bands that do that too. We're actually talking about doing that in Rok Brigade with some of the more obscure stuff. We'll know the whole song, but we might make it into a medley because we don't know if we're going to have someone that sits through a 7-minute version of Mirror Mirror, right?
Yeah,
right. We know, but maybe not even other people of our ages, or my wife, who, and I wasn't alive with this song. Okay, rub it in. But we have to kind of, you have to have a quick attention span, or you have to have a little bit more patience in order to appreciate. And because most of our audience doesn't, we have to cater to them. We have to do these snippets of things. I'm against it with my OCD, but I understand the need for it, right? Yeah. So I don't know what to say to the next generation. The only thing I can say, if there's any advice, things, what's it, cheap, easy, and good, you pick 2, right? If you want a quality product, put the time in. Yeah. And don't go for the shortcut. We've all done it, right? I know I've done it, and paid the price. And you got to start from the beginning again to do it right. Yep. It might be passable, but if you're doing shit product, then you're watering things down. Yeah. So do the time is probably the advice I would say. If something interests you, do it. And go support your friends in doing it too. If you're not interested, but you appreciate what's doing, my wife, although she can sing, she can even play drums, she won't do it because she doesn't want to. So she comes and, appreciates, she goes to see other bands to appreciate and support what they're doing. Yeah. So
if you're not in an urban area, and you don't have foot traffic, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why. So there's Jake Pearson. He's the singer for Youth Gone Wild. I just did a podcast with him recently, and Pete Greco. But he came from Bloomington. Actually, came to see Headbangers Ball play a bunch of times. But he said he had to get out of there because there wasn't that much of a scene. So he had to go. He came here, and he's an amazing singer in a Youth Gone Wild, and he's a Wasp tribute, and he's doing like Nickelback shows and stuff. But he's able to do that because the traffic's here. I don't know what you do if you're in a rural area. It's not build it and they will come. That's for sure.
No.
So
anything we can do with the video, I bring this up like 100 times. Bongo Mike is sick of me talking about it because you brought up Reggie's, and I've been plugging them every time. That video system that they have, to have some type of thing in the background. Hey, let's go see what's happening out in McHenry today. Well, what's happening in Lombard, and then you have it in the background and somehow get things going for the people that aren't going out, that want the experience. That's all I got. See, Bob, I don't know how to.
The Vixen does that on their shows, right? In between, before or after, they'll play with all the things that are coming up in the next couple weeks of it.
Yep.
But not all venues can afford a wall or a projector in some cases, right?
Yep.
We're honored to be able to play places like Vixen, Sundance, Bourbon Street used to have a wall, but they weren't seeing much benefit of it.
No, I'm just talking about the camera that puts it out on the net that everybody can just tune in, and so that's the wall. That's what you're talking about.
Well, there's that, but have something like a ticker tape going across the bottom of announcing things while the performance goes. You're not interrupting the performance. You have to look after that. But I don't know. I understand what you're getting at. I personally don't think that that's going to fix the problem. Yes, it helps be informed. There's no such thing as bad media. You try to push as much as you can on people, but the people got to have the interest.
Yeah,
the people have to have the appreciation, respect, and patience.
Steve Jobs said people don't know what they want till you show it to them. And
I'm going to give it to them. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to show you what you want. Exactly.
So
and that's all you can do. And as a person that's selling that product, you got to make your product interesting to them. Be it in medleys if you have to, being in video production, setting yourself away from what other people doing, or even song selection, like that band Rock House, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do something to appease the people, not to get mixed in the wash of the video.
Because what happens if everybody's playing the same stuff? Oh, okay, this band plays Summer of '69, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like every band's playing those songs.
But they are
Rock House, huh?
But they're all playing the same stuff.
Well, no, Rock House isn't.
Right?
Yeah, Rock House is playing different stuff. And I think that's important to note that you don't have to go out and play, again, is your audience going to accept that, right? Are they just going to come in and you're just going to spoon feed them all the hits, or are you going to try and challenge them a little bit? And, I personally like that. I love when a band pulls out a song that nobody else does. And I say, hey, not too shabby.
Right. We appreciate these musicians, though. Yes. But put your mindset, and my wife and I just talked about this earlier because we're talking about adding more material. Put yourself in the patron that doesn't know how to play, right? You got to play to what they're hearing. Yes, play something different, but also appease to them.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had my way, I'd be in a Dream Theater band or playing a prog rock type of stuff, right? We have three guys nodding with us the whole time and judging us, right? But
there's a limited audience.
It's not only about what we want to play.
Well,
right, it's what the person wants to hear. And
everybody's got to remember that at the end of the day, we're if you're on that stage, you're an entertainer and you're there for the people that are out there. And I think one of the hard things for the entertainers is, like you see, Bob, is you're playing to somebody that's staring at their phone.
Yeah.
Maybe they're recording. That's a good sign. That would
not always. I mean, I look at my wife and she's on her phone, but she's seen the show 400 times.
Yeah. Right.
But you're right. You have all this other competition from all this other information sources out there, right? I know we all doom scroll on our Facebook feed, maybe not you, Pete, but we do, of just nonsense stuff, of just to pass the time. I mean, I put the phone down and walk out of the room. I grab my pocket. Where's my phone? Because I want to look at it while I'm, it's a stupid addiction. But to your point, we have to overcome that. how do you overcome that? Well, first thing is material.
Yeah.
Second is showmanship. I mean, we try to have fun on stage, and we feel that's infectious. Sorry.
Infectious.
Thank you. I'll say it the third time. To other people to kind of chime in on that. I always just watch my reaction to Bill's dancing in Rok Brigade. I'll just leave that there. But we try to have that. So there's part of that show. Again, I'm working on the technical aspect of it. I want videos that are synced to what we're playing. I've got actually my pet projects down here. I'm working on it.
More patents.
A bunch of LED stuff, right, for Eagle boxes or scrims or even a back wall, and have that all put together. And there's the technology aspect of it and making it reliable to make things different than anyone else out there, and putting out a quality product. That's what I think that bands these days need to do. But that's not necessarily the problem. The problem is that the kids today, and I just joined your hill on that. The kids today have so much stuff to pick and choose from. You have a lot to overcome, and it's tough. It's tough.
It's like this show, Cbob, because nobody's watching the whole thing. You got to
right. My wife's out already if she's even logged in. Right.
Yeah, you got to snip a little. You got to pick. Okay, post once a day. Okay, what are the 7 best shorts to put up out there?
Oh my God! Yeah, I know. I don't even follow that game anymore. I know.
But that's the only thing that works, because, and I can't even imagine somebody going to a club said, "All right, I a 7-minute song. I like to see a 25-year-old sit there and watch a 7-minute song that's hard rock," because I think they're too sensitive to that. That's why they need the soft stuff. We'll edit that out in post. But there's no young kids watching this show anyways.
They obviously have not been to a Yes concert.
Oh my God, right? My stepson loves rock, loves Metallica, but he doesn't like going out. He doesn't like necessarily he'll go every once in a while, but he doesn't have the patience for it. My daughter sometimes too. She comes out. Well, she's used to come to the Def Leppard stuff, but she's tired of that. She might come to a Super Unknown show, which is her preference, but she doesn't have the patience for that. So I don't know, man. I don't. But we're doing it because we love it. You're doing this podcast because
I like Bongo Mike. If it wasn't for Bongo Mike, I would not be doing this podcast.
The check hasn't cleared for me yet, so I'll wait for it. No, but we're doing something we like, and we hope other people will find interest in it. But it's there's a lot of shit to compete with, unfortunately, man. So
I gotta tell you, I do talk to people when I'm out, and a lot of people will say, "I really enjoy your podcast." And I said, "Do you watch a full hour?" And they go, "Sometimes it depends, what we're doing." Yeah, I put it on sometimes at work and just listen to it, just want to hear how the banter was and how it came out, questions, whatever. But no, I haven't watched every one of them in their entirety. So
that's why you see it. Go ahead, Cbob.
I was going to say, but that's when you do things like set up chapters and topics for it. And people probably throw the metrics maybe up in post to show you where people log in and log off. But you kind of do other things for people to kind of take it in chunks. It's very hard for anybody to sit still and have sole attention on one thing for an hour. I'm watching TV and I'll still scroll through my phone as I'm watching TV, right?
But, well, don't even throw in the algorithms, because who the hell knows what? It all depends on what they put in front of you.
We have there. Yeah. I don't know. You need to get Jed on here because he will go down. I think you had Jed on here, right?
Yeah.
He will go down rabbit holes. So that's a 3-hour interview if you get on that topic with him. But yeah, who knows what to trust anymore with that? I don't. So I don't even play the game. I envy you for having the patience in doing it, Pete, because I do know that I do catch your shows, and while I don't catch all of them, I do. Ones I do, I will try to have on in the background, is what Mike was saying as well, because I have appreciation for it. So all we can do is make it interesting like that, and post funny pictures of Mike Dermott and Chris Rhodes every once in a while to kind of that go up.
Well, you'll see from the early days of the show, Cbob, a lot of attention was done in the long form, and now it's just all done in the short form. So you'll see that, and the viewership has gone up. So it's
Well,
And
you're fishing for it. You're right. You're throwing out little bits of people to jump into, and if they bite, they'll come to the whole podcast. So they're watching even if some of it. That's helping your algorithm, right?
Yeah. And the full thing is still out there, Pete. I mean, you still have the full hour
archival,
still out
yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can play it
So
at my funeral.
that's gonna be a long funeral. No,
Oh
but
no.
the fact that you have them, though, I think is great. And first of all, let's get one thing straight. What you're doing is great, just to have musicians talk about the industry topics at hand, and other musicians complimenting
Yeah.
and things along those lines. I love it, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for having been a part of it as well.
Yeah.
But don't stop based upon. I mean, you're enjoying it, right? That's the one half of success, or even musician. You have to be able to enjoy it to do it.
Yeah. That's right.
I enjoy Bongo Mike. I've told Bongo Mike this.
I'm
If it
thinking that
wasn't for
I enjoy talking to the different musicians and learning about where they started,
Yeah.
what the projects they're working on. And actually, that brings me to one of the things I want to mention. When I saw Amy and Cbob at Broken Oar, not only did I say, Cbob, we need to get you back on, but we're going to have the wives and the girlfriends of the
the
bands.
Wags.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna come on. We're gonna have Amy. We're gonna have, Bobby's wife.
What's
From
it like to sit there
Sundance.
to wait for the loadout?
Yeah, that is gonna be good.
Oh my
That's gonna
God! Don't no, please don't do. It
Like,
takes
when is this?
forever. They leave their stuff on stage. I gotta yell at them so I can go home.
When are you? Are you guys done yet? Where's the food? Where?
Yeah.
No, the food's beforehand. I
Okay.
learned that lesson a long time ago.
All right,
So,
Bongo Mike. Speaking of food, let's get
Yeah.
to the
Well,
stuff
no,
that people are
we've
going to
already
click
asked
on.
him the question on the
yeah,
pop.
I
I
like
got new
cherry bars.
questions. I got
Okay,
new questions.
is it
Oh,
ice
You're
cream?
gonna like these. You're gonna like the first one,
I'm
Cbob. I
sitting back.
guarantee
Put a
it.
log on the fire.
This is the good one.
Okay,
What is your opinion on
flash the.
old bands touring, still going out there doing it? And I'll give you an example. David Lee Roth, there's been a lot of stuff going around the internet about, his tour got canceled. You're seeing these clips of him and he sounds horrible. But not just him. That's an example of, maybe not a good product. But look at Foreigner. Foreigner's out there touring. Not one original member left. Hasn't been for years. What is your opinion on those bands out there keeping the name alive, doing what they do?
It's the Ship of Theseus, basically. You replace a plank, you rot out plank with another one. At one point, you keep doing it with the ship. You don't have the ship anymore, or do you? Because you have all these replaced parts. Is that the ship? Is the new thing you replace the ship? So my opinion, first of all, the fact that anybody can do it, great. Going to David Roth, number one showman in the world. Showman. He never explained. He identify as a singer. He identifies as a showman, a frontman, right? Great to keep that stuff going. Great. I mean, he knows his weakness, so he gets a bunch of backing chorus to sing all the harmonies and stuff like that, right? And then he goes off and dances a little shuffle. Unfortunately, probably akin to what we were talking about a minute ago, I believe his shows got canceled because of the blue check effect or whatever it is. Basically, people were not buying tickets to it because there's so much stuff posted online, and they're expecting the comparison what he was at in the past. Now, again, I love the music being played. I love what Sammy Hagar is doing, in the sense, oh my God, So I saw Stevie, what's his name? Stevie or something. He's done a bunch of guitar shorts and stuff like that, and he's a huge Eddie Van Halen freak. He is playing with Sammy Hagar, and he's nailing it to a T. Better than, not to give the guy any discredit, but better than the guy that David Roth got for that stuff. But he played 5150. He posted him playing the whole song of 5150. So it's a whole band, but it's focusing on him.
Yeah.
I actually choked up at the fact that he's playing it so well, because he was exactly bringing me back to those memories of that. And that gets to my point. These bands are bringing back memories of a time long ago, right? I don't go to see concerts because A, I can't afford them. B, I'm too busy. C, the bands I want to see are, I don't want to have to pay $500 for something with it. the fact they're doing is great. They're keeping longevity of the product. Tribute bands. I don't have anything against other Def Leppard bands, other Soundgarden bands, because they're keeping the thing alive. They're keeping the whole music. It's a preservation of it.
Yep.
And with acts like Foreigner, Mick is not touring with them,
Lou Graham.
Lou Graham, thank you. He signed off now, right? He's done. He did step away. But the guy who
he's still doing
is retired as well, right?
Yeah.
They're keeping the music going, and they're still bringing people together. So, by all means, do it. I mean, will I go see David Lee Roth? Maybe. What is he saying? You get Hagar? Fuck yeah.
He can still bring it. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
So,
I like it. Good answer. The next question.
That's a great question.
Favorite new band.
Yeah, that's a great band. What was the second question?
Yeah.
Favorite new band.
Oof. I don't know. I have not had a chance to listen to anything new, honestly, in a while. So I don't know if I'm qualified to say that. Maybe it's because I'm a stickler and I hate change, but I'd be interested to hear. So if anyone still watching this, has any comment recommendations, by all means, I love listening to that type of stuff. I love looking out for that type of stuff. So send it my way. I like new albums. I like the new Muse album, right? I like Seven Dust put out another one, but again, I'm a Seven Dust freak. But I appreciate that they're putting out new music, but new bands, I'm completely green. I'm out of touch. I need suggestions. So if you have suggestions, Mike, throw them my way, man.
I will do it. I will do it.
They all sound like 1972 when you were born, Chris.
That's all I got for you, man. That's all I got.
Cherry Garcia is the ice cream, since you didn't ask that.
Yeah. Well, what is your favorite ice cream again?
Cherry Garcia, but I can't have it, so I have to have the non-dairy version of it. Don't get old, guys.
Lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Amongst everything else. Pete,
what
were you going to say?
There's so many great chemicals out there. Come on.
Oh my God. I try there's an actual coconut milk ice cream that I try from Woodman's that's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate how our bodies decide to attack itself after a while. I can't even stand on my right foot.
Well, know your genetics. Know your genetics.
Yeah, exactly.
So
actually, before you end it, Mike, let me throw that back to you. What's your favorite new band out here?
I do discover quite a bit out on Spotify. I'm a big fan of the Revivalist. And, that's a band, obviously, the song Wish I Knew, that was their big hit, but they just put a new album out. And, I went and saw them at Summerfest this couple months ago there in June, and I enjoy it. My wife loves the band. So, I mean, I like to go and check them out. And that's a newer band that I would say that I've been kind of following and really kind of digging what they do. They've changed a little bit on each album. The last few albums have been a little different, and I like that. They're not just regurgitating the same stuff they did. But I'm always interested, I mean, matter of fact, I went and saw the Doobie Brothers in June, and they have a new album out. It's pretty good. I mean,
wow, I didn't know that.
Known because it's not getting any airplay. Let's be honest. I mean, even the Drive, WDRV, even they're not playing the new stuff. But at the end of the day, they're putting out good albums. They're good hooks. There's a sing-along melody in there. It's got a great guitar. I mean, so I don't know. There's good music out there. You just got to look. But a lot of times I'm finding it on Spotify. If I put it in the Revivalist, and then all of a sudden it'll spit out bands that are like it, and I'll go, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'll write it down. Check them out. I'm still buying CDs. I don't think anybody else is. I am.
I want to see a picture of that library, Bongo Mike, of those CDs.
1,800.
I've seen your drums. I've seen your drums. I want to see the picture of that CD room.
1,800.
I had 600 one time. I sold it all and digitized all my music. So I've got I've got probably at one point now, because I do buy it, I probably have about 28,000 albums at least.
Holy moly.
and an Excel list to show it too. But yeah,
But you put it all onto a hard drive?
I've got a NAS over there that's backing it up. It's triplicated in redundancy to have that. Yes.
NAS. Tell them what that is, Cbob.
Network. It's basically
It's your
a
own
hard drive.
It's your own iDrive.
Yeah.
It's your own cloud.
It's your own cloud, basically, but it's also backed up to itself. So we'll nerd out because we lost everybody in doing that right now.
They've checked out.
Fellow Lane Tech alum, Chris Cbob Bobrowski, Bongo Mike. Have a great evening. Thank you so much. Up, down. See you again in a year, Cbob.
All right. I might pop in for. Thank you again for having me, guys. Have a good night.
All right.